What if the future of our civilization depended on one single place? A place so vast it shapes the world's climate, so powerful it controls rainfall across entire continents. A place often called the lungs of the earth. This isn't a myth. This isn't an exaggeration. This is the Amazon rainforest, a living system, older than human history, now standing at the very edge of collapse. If the Amazon disappears, the world as we know it will never be the same. The Amazon rainforest is the largest tropical rainforest on our planet. It's so massive it spans across 9 countries, including Brazil, Peru, Colombia, and Bolivia, covering more than 5.5 million square kilometers. It's larger than the entire European Union, but the Amazon is so much more than just a forest. It's a climate regulator, a water factory, and a biological treasure trove that supports life across the globe. Over 20% of the world's fresh water flows through the Amazon basin. Every second, millions of liters of water move through its rivers, feeding ecosystems thousands of kilometers away. So, why do we call it the lungs of the earth? It's because the Amazon absorbs colossal amounts of carbon dioxide and releases the oxygen we breathe. Its billions of trees act like natural air filters, helping to keep global temperatures in check. But its true power lies in something even more extraordinary. The Amazon creates its own weather. Through a process called evapotranspiration, trees release water vapor into the air. This forms massive airborne rivers clouds that travel across South America, influencing rainfall as far away as Europe and Africa. If the Amazon were gone, weather patterns across the world would unravel. This is a world older than our civilization. The Amazon rainforest is estimated to be over 55 million years old. Long before the first cities were built, before we learned to farm, before written language even existed, the Amazon was already thriving. It has survived ice ages, meteor impacts, and the shifting of continents. It evolved into one of the most complex ecosystems science has ever known. Every single layer of the forest, from the soil on the floor to the highest canopy, supports its own unique forms of life. The biodiversity here is almost unimaginable. The Amazon is home to over 10% of all known species on Earth. That includes more than 40,000 plant species, 1,300 bird species, 430 different mammals, and 3,000 species of freshwater fish. And those are just the ones we know about. Every year, scientists discover new species that were previously unknown to us, many of which exist nowhere else on the planet. If the Amazon disappears, entire branches of life will vanish forever. For thousands of years, the Amazon has also been home to indigenous civilizations. Some of these tribes have never had contact with the modern world. Over generations, they developed advanced agricultural techniques, deep ecological knowledge, and truly sustainable ways of living. These communities don't see the forest as a resource to be exploited. To them, it is a living ancestor, a spiritual entity, a fundamental part of their identity. Their survival is directly and completely tied to the survival of the forest. There is also medicine hidden in this jungle. More than a quarter of our modern medicines are derived from rainforest plants. The Amazon contains natural painkillers, anti-cancer compounds, and treatments for all kinds of infections. And yet, scientists estimate that less than 10% of Amazonian plants have been studied for their medical potential. We can only guess what cures might exist that humanity will never discover if the forest is destroyed. The destruction of the Amazon didn't begin with modern industry. It began with colonization. When European explorers arrived, they saw the forest as empty land, completely misunderstanding its complexity and its importance. Over time, the pressure on the Amazon has only increased. Logging, mining, agriculture, and cattle ranching all began to eat away at the forest's edges. What once took centuries to destroy now happens in a matter of days. Let's look at the real numbers behind deforestation. Every single minute, an area of rainforest equivalent to 3 football fields is destroyed. Since the 1970s, nearly 20% of the Amazon has been lost forever. Trees are burned to the ground to clear land. The soil is quickly exhausted within a few years, and then the land is abandoned, and the destructive cycle just repeats itself. And then there is the fire. Many of the fires you see raging in the Amazon are not natural. They are deliberately set to clear land for farming and cattle grazing. These fires release massive amounts of carbon into the atmosphere, destroy critical wildlife habitats, and push ecosystems beyond their ability to recover. In some regions, the rainforest is already turning into a dry savanna. Once this tipping point is reached, the forest cannot regenerate. It's an irreversible change. This brings us to climate change and the tipping point. Scientists are warning us about a point of no return. If deforestation reaches 25 to 30%, the entire Amazon ecosystem could collapse. Rainfall would decrease drastically. Trees would die off in massive numbers, and the forest's carbon storage would reverse. Instead of absorbing coal, the dying Amazon would begin to release it, accelerating global warming on a catastrophic scale. The consequences would be global. The collapse of the Amazon would affect our food systems, our water supplies, our weather patterns, and even sea levels. Europe would face more extreme heat waves, longer and more severe droughts, and unpredictable storms. The Amazon isn't some distant, isolated place. It is deeply connected to your daily life, no matter where you live. Of course, there are immense economic pressures at play. Many of the nations within the Amazon basin face poverty and significant national debt. For them, short-term economic gain from exploiting the forest often outweighs the logic of long-term survival. Illegal logging and mining generate billions of dollars, but the cost of this activity is irreversible. Once the forest is gone, that economic benefit disappears, but the environmental damage remains forever. So, can the Amazon be saved? The answer is not simple. Protection alone is not enough. The solutions have to be multifaceted. They include strictly enforcing environmental laws, supporting indigenous land rights, promoting sustainable agriculture, and accepting that this is a global responsibility. The Amazon does not belong to any one country. It belongs to the planet. But there is hope, and technology is playing a crucial role. Satellite monitoring now allows us to track deforestation in real time. Artificial intelligence is helping to identify illegal activity from space. Reforestation projects are expanding, and indigenous communities are becoming powerful global voices, advocating for the protection of their home. For the first time in history, humanity has the tools to protect the Amazon. What remains uncertain is whether we have the collective will to do so. Ultimately, the Amazon raises a fundamental moral question. Do we value short-term profit over long-term survival? This isn't just an environmental issue, it is a human issue. Future generations will judge us by what we chose to protect and what we allowed to be lost. The Amazon rainforest is not just a collection of trees and rivers. It is a living, breathing system that supports all life on Earth. Once it is lost, it cannot be replaced. The question is no longer what will happen if the Amazon disappears. The question is, what will we do before it's too late? The Amazon has survived millions of years of change. Whether it survives humanity remains to be seen. If you believe that understanding our world is the first step toward protecting it, subscribe to this channel. There are more untold stories coming soon.